Hey y'all, welcome to church. It's Andre here, doing service, man. I hope everybody's having a good day. Whenever you're watching this, go ahead and drop something in the comments, an emoji, steak, a heart, a snowball. I don't care. I just throw something in there. We out here, say something, shout out to where you're at, all that great stuff. We just hope you're having an amazing day, man. I've been smoking a lot. We got, I think I did ribs this week. I did a bunch of chicken the other day that we're just going to use throughout the week. Did a bunch of it on that new Green Mountain Grill smoker, which is turning out to be phenomenal. It's a really great product, so I really like that. And yeah, doing some things on the master build as well. Having a good time. You know how we do. We just keep pushing things forward. So the past couple of weeks we've been talking about being led by God. We've been talking about moving. The 2 weeks ago we talked about when I move, you move, and talking about how God moved the children of Israel out of Egypt and moved them forward, moved them out, and got them on the process of getting to the promised land. We talked about how they were led by a cloud and led by a pillar of fire, and how when Pharaoh tried to chase them down and they were cornered by the Red Sea, they were caught up against the Red Sea and the Egyptians were following them, how the cloud moved around behind them and put a wall of fire up between them so that they couldn't get near them. And so as we go forward, we're right here in Exodus 15, and Moses is leading the people. He's kind of the leader. The cloud is going forward, and Moses is out there. We're like, here's the cloud, let's go. So they're moving forward, and it says Moses led the people of Israel away from the Red Sea, and they moved out into the desert of Shur. They traveled in this desert for 3 days without finding any water. Okay, and so they get to this oasis, and the oasis was called Mara, and the water was too bitter to drink. I don't know why, but I actually was listening to something, like I was hearing another sermon about water in the desert and why it's bitter and all that, but it's neither here nor there. They couldn't drink the water because it was bitter and they would have got sick, and all the people got mad. They got mad. They're like, okay, Moses, you brought us out here to die. We ain't had any water in 3 days. And I mean, we know now that 3 days is a long time to go without water. It's a long time to go without water. And you in the desert, okay? So rightfully so, you're going to be a little upset. So they look at Moses and say, hey, what's going on? You let us out here, we fixing to die because you just trying to lead us out. You know what I'm saying? And Moses is like, hey, God, what's good? And it says that the Lord showed Moses a piece of wood. And he showed him a piece of wood. And so Moses took this wood, threw it into the water, and the Lord made the water sweet. So it was no longer bitter, it was sweet, and all the people could then drink the water. So after God makes the water sweet so that they can drink it, they then move on to another place, the oasis of Elim, where they found 12 springs and 70 palm trees, and they camped there beside the water. It's wild. It's wild at times whenever you are following God's plan. You're doing what God has called you to do. You feel like you're doing the right thing, and things still suck. And things still suck. And it's like you want for changes in your life to mean that everything works out for good and that everything works out perfectly and that there are no issues and that there are no problems. We want everything to work right. We don't want to deal with all the adversity and all the problems. We want everything not to suck. These people just crossed the entire Red Sea. They watched an entire Egyptian army get swept up in water. Okay, everybody died. They all died. So they watched a miracle happen. They watched miracle after miracle happen in Egypt. They get free. They watch the Red Sea part. They walk across on dry land. And they watch an entire Egyptian army die. And so they're like, okay, this was dope. And then they have no water for 3 days. And then they get to a place where the water should have been. It should have been good. And they're like, yo, this is crazy. We finally get some water. We can't even drink it. Now what? Now what? So now everybody's mad. Have you ever been in a position where you just been mad? When you've been following the plan, when you've been following the cloud, and you know that God is taking you somewhere, and you know that God is doing something in your life, and you feel like you're actually doing the right thing, and then things suck. And then you find yourself in a position like, hold on, wasn't this supposed to get better? Wasn't this supposed to look different? What? Hold on, so I came out here, God just did a miracle, and now all of a sudden I don't have water for 3 days? God did something like amazing and mysterious in my life, and I'm following his leading, and things still are a little wild. My family's still a little crazy. My job is still a little wild. I still haven't found the job that I needed to find. I haven't gotten the blessing that I needed to get. I'm still struggling with my debt, or struggling with my bills, or struggling with my finance, all that. But I'm following God, and then things are still spiraling out of control. Things are still like more bad is happening. I understand. I understand what this is like. I understand those feelings. I'm here to let you know, when you look at this, God's like, hey, I got you every step of the way. I got you in the good, and I got you in the bad. And when things get rough, what it says is, it says that Moses cried out to God, and God showed him a piece of wood, and Moses threw it in the water. God is going to show you a way out. Cry out to God. Let God lead you. Don't turn on him. Don't be all upset. Don't let your heart be troubled with all that mess. Don't get caught up on what it looks like. Just keep rocking. Cry out to God. Don't just keep walking and be like, okay, God did a miracle, now let me forget about him. No, walk with him. Relationship. It's a relationship with God. Walk with him. Keep him involved every step of the way. Don't forget him. Don't forget him. Have that relationship, work that relationship, and watch God continue to move in your life. In the good and the bad. When those bad things come, let him know. Let him deal with it. Talk it out. Figure out what the next move is. I think a lot of times that we see God move in our life, and then we see the mess that we end up against, and we forget all about the miracles. We forget all about the stuff that happened in the past, and we turn our face, we turn our back, we start getting caught up in our depression and in the mess. It's like, oh my gosh, God left. Oh my gosh, this isn't working. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. When we really just need to continue to walk with God. In a relationship, the more you spend time with someone, the more you're like them. The more you speak like them, the more you understand them, the more you get how things should be rocking. So keep your focus on Jesus. Keep your focus on him. Keep your relationship with God moving forward. Don't stop. Don't be discouraged. And watch God continue to move. Look, if you don't have a relationship with God, simple prayer. Talk about it every week, It's praying and saying, God, I believe you're real. I believe you sent Jesus to die on a cross, raise again to take care of my life, to reconnect me to you. Come into my life, change me, and walk with me. Guide me. Help me in the good, help me in the bad. And then you text your journey to the number that pops up on the screen. Fill out your information, get a 30-day devotional that walks you through what it means to be someone that has a relationship with God. If you need help, reach out. If you need prayer, reach out. We're literally out here, but we're going to continue to see God move. So, look, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful week. Share this message with somebody because they probably need it. And let's keep pushing. Let's keep following God. We love you. We out of here. Smoke meat every day. Y'all be safe. Praise God.